Okay, now on to upper structure triads. Whew, that's a big term. That's a Berkeley term right there. I'm going to break it down for you though. If you're new to upper structure triads, I am really happy for you because this sound is going to blow your socks off. It is a really hip sound. Okay, first of all, upper structure triads. Basically, what that is, well, first of all, you hear the word triad in there. Okay, so a triad is a 3-note chord. Pretty simple. Upper structure means that the left hand is going to play the basic guide tones of the chord, either root 3, 7 or just 3 and 7, okay? And then the right hand is going to play just a triad, okay? It's going to be an upper structure triad. And the upper structure is going to have a lot of those upper structures in it. The 9s, sharp 11s, 13s, stuff like that, okay? So let's get right on into it. The first one here is built on 2. And what I mean by that is it's just a triad built on the second note of the chord. So in the left hand, I'm going to play C, E, and B flat, right? That's my root, my 3rd, and my 7th. The right hand, I'm going to play 9, sharp 11, 13, okay? Which is just a major triad starting on the 2nd, okay? Listen to that sound. Wow. Okay? Now, if I want to get rid of the root here and just play my guide tones, I get this. Now, what I can do is I can invert this triad, right? There's 3 inversions to every triad, right? So I'm going to do these 3 inversions, and notice what I do now with my guide tones. I move them up, and then, so if I hit a C down there, and what that gives me is it gives me a C13 chord with a sharp 11th. Let me analyze it for you. There's my 3rd, there's my flat 7th, there's my 9, there's my sharp 11, there's my 13. When I do the inversion, it's exactly the same thing. All I'm doing is taking the D here, moving it up to the top, right? And I'm taking the E right here and moving it up to the top. Why did I invert this down here? Just because I want to get the voicing a little bit closer, right? Could I keep it there? Absolutely. Okay. Now when I do this, I probably wouldn't want this guide tone down here. I'd want to invert it. Why? Because I want it to be more cohesive here. See how this looks like, here's my right hand, here's my left hand. I don't want it to be like that, okay? I want the voicing to be spread out here, so that gives me a nice spread. And once again, it's the same exact notes, just the 7th, the 3rd, the 13, the 9, the sharp 11. Those notes are B flat, E, A, D, and F sharp, okay? Moving my fingers so you can see what I'm doing here. What fingering you should choose? Well, it's whatever's comfortable for you. Usually the guide tones are going to be like a 1 and 3 or 1 and 4. You usually want to use like your thumb and second finger. A lot of times I want to keep my pinky free up here, all right, to be able to do something else. So I might use 1, 2, and 3 or 1, 2, and 4. Okay, moving on to the next one. Built on the flat 3rd. All right, well, get my guide tones down here for C7. And all it is, it's a major triad. These are all major triads, by the way. So it's a major triad built on the flat 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Flat 3 is E flat. There I go. This gives me a C7 sharp 9 chord. Okay, great sound. Used a lot in funk as well. I'll get to that though in the chords that I like. Chord gems. So here I have the 3rd is E, flat 7 is B flat, sharp 9 is E flat or D sharp, okay? 5th is G, flat 7 once again is B flat. Another inversion is that, and I can also go up to that. So I throw a, you can hear that sounds real nice and rich, okay? I can do something like that as well. Basically, instead of playing 7-3, I go to root and 3. Okay? Because obviously that sounds. All right, next one, built on the flat 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 5, major triad, 3 and 7 down here. And what that gives me is a C7, flat 9, flat 5. You can also look at it as C7, flat 9, sharp 11. Whichever. Okay. So the first version I have is the one in this inversion, okay, and then that, and then finally that. Notes once again, C, E, B flat, D flat, G flat, B flat. Okay, the fourth one, this is built on the sixth, major triad built on the sixth. Okay, I'm going to start with it in first inversion. Okay, use my guide tone down here, and this gives me a C13, right, flat 9. Beautiful chord. Move up in an inversion, move up in an inversion. And the last one is built on the flat 6. Okay, so this would be A flat. I'm going to do this in second inversion to start. There you go. Now this is a C7 sharp 9, and that plus symbol means that it's augmented, which means you sharp the 5th. Okay. Another way of looking at it is sharp 9, flat 13. Okay? Now that is one funky sounding chord. Right? And a lot of times I'll talk about that though in the gems. Right? Next inversion, and finally, or I can even go up to there if I want, or do it down here. Okay, so I'm going to have a play-along track for this. Definitely go through each one of these, get to know them, and what you want to remember is, okay, built on the 2, built on flat 3, built on 5, built on flat 5, built on 6, built on flat 6. 2, flat 3, flat 5, flat 6, 6. Right? It's just major triads. That's it. Doesn't matter if you do it in an inversion or if you do root position, that's fine. So triad in the right hand, left hand is just guide tones. Very simple formula. Okay? 3 and 7 in the left hand, okay? Just 3 and 7, and the right hand just does one of those triads. So you just think, oh, okay, well, 3 and 7, and then built on the flat 5. Oh, built on the flat 6. Built on the 6. Built on the flat 3. And now in your music, if any of these notes are the melody, right? So say E flat is the melody, and it's a C7 chord, well, you can hit, right? You can use that upper structure triad. And you'll notice that I'm going to start to do that when I bring it all together in these real world examples. Just a real quick mention here. You can also do upper structure triads for your major 7s and your minor 7s. So if you have a major 7 chord, you can do that upper structure triad of D major, right? And built on the 2nd, it gives you the 9, the sharp 11, and the 6, right? So you're going to do a 6 chord, right? So that sounds nice. Okay. Now you can also do stuff like, you know, you can call like, oh, well, if I did built on the 5th for C major, yeah, you can do that. But you know what? It doesn't really give you the same kind of bite that the dominant 7th upper structure triads give you. But I would say, remember that when playing that major, you can do that triad built on the 2nd, right? Built on the 9, however you want to look at it. And that gives you that sharp 11 sound. For minor, once again, you can think of built on the flat 7, right? A major triad built on the flat 7. That's a good one to know. The other one you can think of is built on the 4, right? Or built on 2, but now this is a minor triad. See that? Okay. So I would say built on flat 7, which is B flat in this case, right? Or built on 2 minor. Those are 2 good triads to know upper structure triad wise for minor, and then also the one I showed you for major. So 2 for minor, built on flat 7, built on 2, 2 minor, okay, and 1 for major, built on the 2. Right. Like I said, the upper structure triads for majors and minors, not as much beef to them as the dominant seventh. So the minors, a lot of times we use those fourth voicings. Same thing for the major. But you know, it's a nice little thing to tuck away and have in your bag of tricks. So have fun practicing this. I know you're going to really enjoy this. Make sure you learn it in as many possible keys as you can. Okay. Take care.